Okay, now it's time to create the second stored procedure, which is going to retrieve the order details for a particular order. So this time we're going to need to do an inner join on two tables, the tables being product and order item. So it's a good idea to have them open in your Database Explorer so you can be sure of the field names when you're building your query. So keep that open there so you can refer to it, and then if we right click on stored procedures to add a new stored procedure, we're going to call this one, call it something that makes sense. I'm going to call mine GetOrderDetails. This is going to take an input parameter as well. The input parameter is going to be the order ID, which is an integer. You'll see that this is pretty similar to what you did for getting product details, although this time obviously we've got to do an inner join. You've done inner joins in the database course, but you might want a wee reminder of the syntax if you're unsure. So first thing I'm going to do is build my skeleton query. So select from, now the first table, I'm going to build the fields later. The first table I'm going to select from is the order item. So I'm going to give this an alias so that when I'm selecting the field names I don't keep having to type out the full table name. So I'm going to call it OI. And then the syntax to perform an inner join. So the table I'm joining with is product, I think. Yeah. And the alias I'm going to give this is just P. And then I'm going to join the tables on the product ID field. You'll see that this exists in both tables. It's called product ID and order item and product ID and product. So I'm going to say OI dot product ID is equal to P dot product ID. Now I'm going to build the select. So the fields we want to select, first of all, when we look at the order item table, we want to know what products. So first thing is going to be the product ID. When we're building the query, we need to put the table name in first. Because I've used an alias, I can just put in the alias. So it's OI dot product ID. Now product ID doesn't make much sense on its own. We want people to know the name of the product that we've used. This is basically why we've done an inner join. So this time P dot product name. And we also want to display the price. This is P dot product price, or whatever you called your price field in your product table. And then the last thing that we want to get is the quantity, which is in the order items table. Okay, should have had a comma there. Everything else looks okay. So I've put the field names in the wrong part. Please don't copy my mistakes. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so that's our order details stored procedure created. So, on to the next stage in the next tutorial.